Welcome to the Knapp Daddy Racing League, where the competition is high and the theatrics are higher.
They bring it down the stretch one last time.
It's sputtering. He's shaking it.
It's sputtering. Brandon Lopez wins it at Charlotte in one of the greatest fuel strategies you will see.
It's close battles, tight racing, and non-stop action. Y'all ready?
Come to the home stretch for the final time. I think Ty Roberts is running out of gas. Ronald Breland's running out of gas. Ronald Breland going to be your winner of the very first race.
Get loud. Get ready.
It is going to be Hunter Simpson taking the race here at Auburn. Right there on that checkered line, it is going to burn it down with a well-earned and deserved victory.
Let's go. It's the Knapp Daddy Racing League, only on the Knapp Daddy Racing channel.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Knapp Daddy Racing series. I am going to be your host tonight. Up here in the booth by myself. My name is John Smith. My partner, Hunter Foley, is actually out in Vegas right now, living it up out there. Actually, he's on a work trip and working pretty hard, but we'll see him again soon next week. But for now, we are here at Bristol Motor Speedway, this very short track, loved by a lot of people, hated by a lot of others. Sure to be a really good time. We got about 16 drivers in here ready for you right now. Looking right here at Greg McConey and his new Paw Patrol car. I am loving that. But before we get too far into it, let's get you some race info pulled up right here. You can see coming in here tonight to this half-mile track with a very high altitude of about 1,500 feet up in the air. Cooler track temp, going to be about 74 degrees, weather about 66 outside, 50% humidity, not a lot of wind going to affect these drivers tonight. So good night for racing, but this track surface is going to be rough and very unforgiving. I'm not going to lie, I tested out this track just a little bit earlier today and a little bit last night, and it was very tough to maintain some speed, keep some consistency. So it's definitely going to be a fun one here. As always, make sure you drop your picks down in the comments and let us know who you think is going to take it home tonight. We got Ira Kohlhaas back out here tonight. Good to see him coming back out. Missed a few weeks. Be driving that 29 machine. Mitchell Wilson putting down some laps on the track, and I just found out today that Robert Duvall has passed away. That car right there reminded me of it. Robert Duvall starring in that Days of Thunder film with Tom Cruise. This is sure to be a good one here tonight. I'm up here by myself, so you're going to have to forgive me if I space out or leave anything behind. Trying to hit it all at one time and maintain a good quality broadcast that you usually see up here. But Hunter is definitely the personality behind this whole thing and the talkative one, so excited to have him back next week. But we're still going to have a good time out here. No sponsors here tonight for this race except for your staple sponsor for the whole league itself, Knapp Daddy Racing. Started out as a design company for iRacing, but now is expanded to cover all graphic design needs, from logos, animations. A lot of the animations you see here tonight on the screen are made by Knapp Daddy Racing. That paint right there Jamie Horn is whipping around is a Knapp Daddy Racing paint as well. The logo in the top right hand corner. So just trying to forge our own way here, but Let's see if we can hop on board with our Kohlhaas here as he takes it around this track. There's a few different lines that you can run here. A lot of people I think you're going to see maybe run that middle line. I know with these ARCA cars it runs very well through the middle with the next gens. Maybe not so much. Maybe later on in the run you can. Bristol has what's called a progressive banking, so the banking is a little bit different depending on if you're higher or lower on the track. This allows drivers to take that high side and rip it all the way around the top if they want to. You can see that black mark is a little rubber buildup up there near that top lane, but if you do so, you have to mind the wall. And that is actually going to be one of our keys tonight, is making sure you're taking care of that entry so you're not sliding up into the wall. We'll get to those keys here in just a second, but you see Ira trying out a few different lines here. More of a Kyle Larson line right there. I remember that used to be a very good line here at this track, and I know they've changed these cars, and I'm not sure how well it works throughout the long run now. See a lot of drivers go to the low side through these corners, but just like you saw right there, if there is an accident tonight, I mean, it is hard to avoid. You got walls on both sides, kind of like a Dover style of a track where there's nowhere to go, no grass infield. So if you have a wreck in front of you, it's very hard to see. Also want to point out that A post right there as we're riding along with Brady Zoller. Coming around that corner, these guys are not going to be able to see past that A post very well. So say Brady Zoller is coming through this turn here and there is a wreck on the backstretch. He might not be able to see it till he gets about right here. We'll hop in that cockpit and I will hide this tower here so you can see, but most of that corner, most of that straight is hidden for a time being. Dagan Barnes, that Midwest E Motorsports team, coming back out here for his second year, trying to work his way into the playoffs. Got to make sure you stay off the wall if you want to get there, though. I think that is going to be key, is trying to protect the car as much as possible. I apologize. I think I mispronounced Brady Zeller's name. Yes, all right. Sorry, I was just trying to find it right there. Brady Zeller, not even Zoller, it is Zeller. So we've been saying it wrong the whole time. He corrected us after the run last time, so thank you, Brady, for that. But that's going to be it for our practice session here as we are about to head over to a qualifying session. These guys will have 5 minutes to qualify to get 2 laps in. And it will just be their first 2 laps that count. Anything after that does not count, just goes for extra practice if you want to practice getting down to your pit stall or even taking a few extra laps. Looks like Brady and Thomas McLaughlin going to be some of the first few out on the tracks. Brian Gibbons also out here putting down a very fast time at 15.2. I think he might be able to top it on his second one as he comes around to the stripe. Maybe just a little bit faster that time. He's going to hang on to the first place spot. Mitchell Wilson in second place right now. Thomas McLaughlin picking up that third place. Brady Zeller sitting in fourth. Ira Kohlhaas coming around for his second lap, trying to improve on that time just a little bit here. I believe he did improve on it, but not enough to move past 6th place as Frank Marchese jumps up into that 3rd place spot. Jamie Horn was your winner last week. Been informed that he is dealing with a little bit of an injury tonight, so he's going to put down the fastest time to move himself up into the P1 spot. Brandon Lopez going to finish off his 2nd lap, sitting in 9th place right now. Ty Robertson coming around for his 1st lap. Everett Larson putting down a time right there. And he's going to be in 2nd place. Ty is going to jump right in front of Larson there by about 0.07 of a second. Gary Breland coming around for his 2nd lap here. That was his 1st one that he just completed. It's going to put him in the 12th place position. That's going to move him up into the 7th place position. Everett Larson sitting in 3rd place, just throwing down some practice times. Currently have nobody else out on the track besides him and Gary Breland. As I say that, I believe Greg McConey is coming out right now to put down some times. McConey's going to jump up into the pole position. What a run by him there. So currently got 13 drivers of the 16 who have put down a qualifying lap. As we're coming close to the end here of qualifying. And that will move us over into a warm-up period here. These drivers will have about 5 minutes to warm up, get used to the race pace of everything, maybe get beside each other one more time and see who's going to work with who and who's not going to work with who. And really ready to get this thing going. We're at 225 laps tonight. It's going to be about 120 miles of racing here. Stage break is going to come at lap 80, and I will pull up some event details for you here. Fuel range is going to get these guys about 120 to 120 plus or minus 10 laps. Depends on what gear these guys are in. The gear ratio for these fixed setups is kind of funny, I'm not going to lie. You can ride in 5th gear. You can downshift to 4th gear. After a while, you might be able to stay in 4th gear the whole time, but depends on where you're at. Just depends on how it's going to go. Only 3 sets of tires for these drivers, so that is going to be the challenge here tonight. Not really a gas fuel race, but going to be more of a tire race and tire strategy. We will have a stage caution at lap 80. Pits will close at lap 78. If a caution does fly after the leader has crossed the line to make it lap 76, that will be the stage. And before these guys grit up, we are going to take a short break and we will be right back.
Yeah.
And we are back out here at Bristol, getting ready to start things off in about 40 seconds here before these guys begin to grid up. And before these guys do grid up, do got some graphics to show you here as we show you our standings that we have coming into tonight's race. Leading things off in the standings right now, Ty Robertson having a good run this year. Right behind him, his teammate Brandon Lopez, only about 16 points behind. Everett Larson trailing behind him by about 1 point. Very close. I just noticed that those two columns there are backwards, so that will be fixed next week. The behind next and behind leader. I was noticing my math was not math in there, but Everett Larson 1 point behind Brandon Lopez. Jamie Horn coming in fourth place with 3 wins this season. Mitchell Wilson 5th. Frank Marchese in 6th. Brian Gibbons is going to be in 7th. Greg McConey 8th. Zachary Baker 9th. And Thomas McLaughlin in 10th place. Actually tied for 9th place. That is going to be your current standings here coming into tonight's race. Week 6 of 10. It has been an action-packed season so far. Jamie Horn taking the past 2 races here in the Knapp Daddy Racing League, looking to make it 3 in a row, get a three-peat. But Greg McConey trying to get in the way of that. As Greg is putting down some fast times tonight. Going to be starting on that pole position on the inside row there. We will walk you through our grid here. Starting off first on your inside row is going to be Greg McConey. The outside row, that 98 machine is going to be Jamie Horn. Making up row 2, Ty Robertson and Everett Larson. That is sure to be a good battle to watch out for tonight. Brian Gibbons going to be starting on that inside row in 5th place on his outside Mitchell Wilson in that 46 car. Yeah, it's going to be Frank Marchese there on the inside, starting off in row 4, and Gary Breland. Behind them, you're going to have Chris Toppings and Thomas McLaughlin. Brady Zeller and Brandon Lopez going to make up the row behind them. Jonathan Pereira and Ira Kohlhaas. And then Dagan Lawrence, not having Scott Matthews out here just yet. This pace car gets prepared to pull off the track. We will get going here. I'm not really sure why is saying they have ran 2 laps yet. There's the pace car pulling off, and the green flag is out here. As you see the camera flashes, not sure how many cameras you'll see flashing now in this day and age in the crowd, but Jamie Horn right to the front already. Everett Larson pushing his way through as well, going to take that 3rd place spot, trying to chase down Greg McConey. Ty Robertson sitting in 4th place, and then Mitchell Wilson holding on to that top 5, but Gary Breland in that 99 car coming up right behind him. Moving back here to Thomas McLaughlin and Brian Gibbons. Gibbons going to look to the inside here, trying to get his nose down. Not going to be able to do it on that turn there. Frank Marchese's looking to the outside of Gibbons. He might try to do the outside run here. He might have it. Marchese up into the wall just a little bit. Nothing hurt just yet. Just can't do that too much throughout the run. Your front 5 still the same right now. Jamie Horn, Greg McConey, Everett Larson, Ty Robertson, and Mitchell Wilson. Checking out the comments here. Let's go LRM. Let's go TPA. My vote is on Ty Everett. Zachary Baker in the comments. Paw Patrol gives Greg superpowers. And then VO with a go Everett as well. This could be a good night for Everett, picking up his first win in the Knapp Daddy Racing League. He's been knocking on the door lately. Oh, looks like we have trouble in the back. Gary Breland up in the wall. And that's going to send him back. He was just in 6th place up there near the front, running behind Mitchell Wilson. This is teammate Chris Toppings in that 22 Pennzoil machine there. It's like Dagan Barnes trying to make a move here on the inside of Chris Toppings. Oh, it's Chris Toppings hard into the wall there. That's going to be some right front damage. Ira Kohlhaas trying to get around him now. Chris Stopping's going to bring it down pit road. That's going to move our Kohlhaas up just a spot. Everett Larson all on the bumper of Greg McConey. He is threatening right now. And Ty Robertson going to take advantage, get underneath Larson. Not sure if the stream is having any buffering issues, but if it is, please let me know. We will try to address it. Right now, your biggest mover on the track, Brandon Lopez. He's up 5 spots so far, currently sitting in 7th place. And he is chasing down Frank Marchese. But right now, Ty Robertson looking to the inside of Greg McConey, looking to make a move here on the inside. It's going to be very hard to get a good push off. That high side is usually pretty fast here on exit. And it is frustrating when you cannot make that pass. I think Ty Robertson is noticing the urgency of the situation here. You don't want to let Jamie Horn get too far out. Jamie Horn has worked out to a 2.4 second lead so far. Looks like Ty Robertson's actually going to get around Greg McConey. Everett Larson trying to do the same thing now. As they get really close there. Larson and McConey still side by side here. Larson's going to have a good push off, slide up into that spot, hits the wall a little bit, but throws the block down on McConey. Stops the run. McConey's going to look low. I'm not sure if he's going to have a good run to get in front of him. So Everett Larson moves up into your P3 spot. Brady Zeller trying to come off pit road. It looked like he might have missed the blue line there. That might be a black flag. Jamie Horn coming up on Ira Kohlhaas. Trying to work through some lap traffic here. And that's the thing with Bristol. You're going to have a lot of lap traffic. These guys starting to get spaced out. Pull up some stats for you. For Mr. Jamie Horn here, currently 4th in the standings, 29 points behind the next. Got 3 wins of the season and has a rating of 134, which is the highest in the Knapp Daddy Racing League right now. And he has proven it why tonight. Total of 3 seconds between him and Ty Robertson. However, Ty Robertson is not a guy that I would count out very quickly. Pulling up his stat sheet here, he's going to have the second highest rating at 120. Got 100% top 10 finishes. Currently your points leader coming into tonight with an average finish of 3.3. See Everett Larson using that 5-gear setup there, keeping it in 5th gear, not worrying about shifting too much, keeping it down on the low side. She's got his front windshield there. You got Ira Kohlhaas and Ty Robertson that he is trying to chase down. And caution is out. I'm not sure where. I got Brady Zeller down here low on the side of the track. Backing up this replay just a little bit here. This is Brady Zeller coming out of turn 4. I'm sorry, that's turn 2. Getting into the wall and bringing out a caution flag there. Zeller down pit lane still. Thomas McLaughlin bringing it down pit road as well. So currently, Jamie Horn, your race leader right now. He's been leading this thing wall to wall so far, but Ty Robertson getting around Greg McConey, got Everett Larson right behind him, trying to make something happen here. Speaking of Everett Larson, Everett coming in this race tonight in 3rd place in our point standings. He is 1 point behind Brandon Lopez, sitting in 2nd place, finishing top 10 100% of the time, and also have a average finish of 3.4, which is really similar to Ty Robertson. And this is going to be a battle to watch tonight. And we are back to green flag racing here. Jamie Horn with a really good jump. Gary Breland there on the inside of Mitchell Wilson. Able to get around him. That's going to move him up into 6th place. Brandon Lopez, still your biggest mover, in 7th place right now. Trying to chase down Everett Larson, who's going to be sitting in 4th right behind Ty Robertson. Greg McConey works his way back up to 2nd place. So a reset of what we had earlier. Frank Marchese there on the outside of Gary Breland. Able to move around, move himself up into the 6th place position. He's moved up tonight, only 1 spot, but fell back a little bit and then worked his way back forward. Jonathan Pereira, another big mover, up 5 spots tonight, currently sitting in P9, that 25 Coke Zero car. And already Jamie Horner jumping out to a 1.5 second lead. Oh, there's cars in the wall. That's Frank Marchese, Gary Breland, Jonathan Pereira, Thomas McLaughlin, Dagan Barnes barely get around. See if we can cut back here to see what happened. Following along here with Frank Marchese. Frank just got loose and Gary Breland gets into the side of him. Very unlucky. Mitchell Wilson just able to avoid it there. Right along here with Frank Marchese. Yeah, that is tough. I mean, from the testing that I did here earlier today, that car likes to snap pretty hard off of turn 4, and it's very hard to control, very hard to know when it's actually coming, because you can run 20, 30 laps where it doesn't snap, and on the 31st lap, it's going to snap loose on you. And you just got to be ready to correct it or fix it, and sometimes you're on that plateau area of the racetrack where you can't really fix it. Doing a little bit of test laps at Kentucky last night with a friend, and kind of had that conversation about how there's hills on the track and flat parts of the track that when you come out on top of it, it's going to make your car spin as you get back into the throttle. And kind of think that's about what we saw there. But pretty much everybody coming down pit road except for Jamie Horn, Greg McConey, and I believe Brian Gibbons did not pit as well. Like Greg McConey and Ty Robertson timed that restart just a little bit better there. Checking out the damage from Gary Breland. Looks like he's still parked on pit road. Everett Larson getting past on both sides there. That's Mitchell Wilson, and Brian T. Gibbons. Sorry, I saw T there. Everett's got a fast car. I think he likes that middle line a whole lot tonight. Frank Marchese just involved in that accident, able to get around Brian Gibbons as well. Dagan Barnes looking to try to challenge now, sitting in 10th place, up 5 spots for the night. Going to take the inside of Brian Gibbons here. As we talk about that, Ty Robertson, Brandon Lopez, teammates getting around Greg McConey. Their other teammate, Thomas McLaughlin, right behind. Look at Everett Larson just pushing his way through here. Oh, that's Greg McConey up in the wall. That's going to slow him down a whole lot. Thomas McLaughlin's going to look there on the inside. Everett Larson's going to be boxed in here. Not many places to go. As Mitchell Wilson pulls up there in that 46 car down to the inside. But Larson all on the bumper of Greg McConey. And that's another very frustrating thing about this track is you can get boxed in very, very easily. Greg McConey pulls down in front of Mitchell Wilson to let Everett Larson go. Larson able to clear him, now chasing down Thomas McLaughlin, teammate of Brandon Lopez, sitting in 3rd place, and Ty Robertson, who's making a pass on the leader right now of Jamie Horn. This will be your first lead change we have had this whole day, not counting Greg McConey winning the pole. Oh, Brandon Lopez a little loose there. Now he's going to look to the inside of Jamie Horn. I wonder if Jamie Horn's backing off just a little bit here. We do know that he has a lingering injury. Don't have much I can say about the injury, but I know it is probably not fun driving. I'm surprised that he's even driving right now. So props to him. Shout out to him. And Everett has turned the burners on. He is pushing it right now. Pull up the last lap times. He ran the fastest lap on that last one of anybody else on the track right now. Not fastest for the session, but just faster than everybody else. But actually, as I say that, I'm looking here at the best times. Everett Larson also has the fastest lap time of the night at 15.13. His last lap coming at 15.6. Your leader, Ty Robertson, running a 15.62. The Larson closing in that gap quickly. Oh, that's Ira Kohlhaas up into the wall. I'm not sure how much steering he has available. Everybody's trying to get around him. And a very late caution flag there. It's like Jamie Horn's going to bring it down here on pit road. So if he plays it right, he might have to pit one more time. I'm not sure. I know if there's a later caution that might be good for him to pit there, but I know in a 100% tank, these drivers get about 171, 172 laps. These guys are running a 70% fuel tank tonight, so do the math on that. That comes out to about 120. If you stay in 5th gear, you might get a little bit more out of it. Dagan Barnes dives down on pit road. Jonathan Pereira as well. Greg McConey. But right now, out in front, it's that last row Motorsports out in the front row. Ty Robertson, Brandon Lopez going to be leading this thing off, coming to a stage break here at lap 80. Everett Larson sitting in third place, Mitchell Wilson in fourth, Thomas McLaughlin in fifth. So we come around here one more time. Didn't really get to talk about it earlier. Pull up some of our keys to the race. You got to really watch those entry points as you come around these corners. Don't want to run it too hot to the corner. You're going to wash up into the wall or into somebody else, or slide the tires almost going around the corners, especially in the middle part. You got to time your passes just right, and if all else, you have to stay on rhythm. Talk about this a lot. This is a big rhythm track. Between tracks like this, Darlington and Dover, you almost have to get in a rhythm. And if you lose that rhythm, you can lose pace very quickly, but not losing pace. Mitchell Wilson, as he's trying to move up into second place, right on top of Brandon Lopez. Frank Marchese now pushing his way through. And look at that racing right there. Everett Larson there on the inside. Jamie Horn there on the inside as well, trying to get around. Trying to fix some audio issues here. Oh, Mitchell Wilson very loose on the high side of Jamie Horn. Horn trying to work with Larson to get through. He's not going to work with him here. He's going to try to dive low. Run him on the inside. He's got the inside, got a good exit, stuck behind Brandon Lopez, but able to get around, drive that high side as our stage caution does come out. And that's going to make Ty Robertson your stage winner there. So congrats to him, picking up even more bonus points, going to help his case out. Currently leading this series. So everybody bringing down pit road. Jamie Horn staying out. Greg McConey staying out. Those guys pit on laps 72 and 73 respectively. Kind of expecting to see a 4-tire stop for all these guys here. Larson gets out quick. Robertson coming out. I want to thank everybody from coming out here tonight, spending your Monday night with us here at Bristol, or from wherever your living room is. I just noticed these keys to the race are still up in case anybody's still very interested in the keys to the race. I got very invested in the race for a second here, but thank you once again for hanging out with us here at Bristol. We're a pretty good night of racing at a very short track. I know it's a big difference for a lot of these drivers. Been driving the officials all week at Daytona, and then moving from that 2.5 mile track to this 1/2 mile track. Got some comments out here. Let's go, Wilson. Come on, Everett. You got this. Come on, Everett. And keys to the race are still up. Thank you. My co-host usually helps me correct those things and catches them for me when I make mistakes. But Jamie Horn out to another great jump. Similar to what we saw at the beginning of that first stretch there. Frank Marchese as a Trash Pan Autosports team of Frank Marchese and Greg McConey right behind. Ty Robertson, your stage 1 winner, going to be in 4th place. Brandon Lopez holding down that top 5. Jonathan Pereira moving up 8 spots tonight. Brian Gibbons a little loose back there in that 74 machines. Everett Larson coming through again. Oh, that is going to be Brandon Lopez, Thomas McLaughlin. And no caution flag there, which is very surprising. We're going to take a quick break and get this thing figured out for a second. Get a little sip of water, but we will be right back.
Yeah.
My apologies. We are back. Trying to get some housekeeping things taken care of. The box where I'm able to call some cautions up here and do a little bit of race control, which is usually Baker's responsibility, and Hunter kind of share that responsibility. It's not working for me, so trying to get it sorted out. Greg McConey gets a little loose there, able to get it back on the track. They are tight. That's Jonathan Pereira into the wall. Mitchell Wilson able to get around him. Greg McConey getting that spot back. And he's going to be chasing down his teammate Frank Marchese as they try to run down Jamie Horn. McConey now looking to the inside, able to get around. He's cleared him. Mitchell Wilson trying to do the same thing. Not going to be able to do it right now. See if he sets them up on this turn here. See Gary Breland pulling very close to Jonathan Pereira there and lose it just on exit. Back a little bit further, you have Ty Robertson and Everett Larson. Trying to make their way back up to the front. Both guys did pit under caution while we're trying to fix some stuff there. Brandon Lopez getting around Dagan Barnes and Thomas McLaughlin. McLaughlin's actually going to be the last car on the lead lap, sitting in 10th place. You see your leader, Jamie Horn, stretching it out to a 2.2, 2.3 second lead and still increasing it. Gary Breland able to get around Brian Gibbons. Gibbons also part of that Trash Panda Auto team, Auto Sport. You see just how big that gap is between Jamie Horn and the next set of cars. That's Brian Gibbons going around. Let's back that up just a little bit more there. We will get right behind here with Ty Robertson and Brian Gibbons. It looked like Ty was going to try to dive that inside. Gibbons didn't know he was there. That's going to bring Jamie Horn down pit road. Greg McConey also bringing it down. Brian Gibbons down pit road. Thomas McLaughlin. It's like Thomas has got some damage he is still trying to repair. BMS is in Everett's backyard. Bring it home, E. Lots of laps to go. There is a lot of laps to go. And if I've learned anything from racing, is that you don't have to lead all 224 laps. You just have to lead the last one. Got Come On Mitchell. Everett is GOAT. been very impressed with Everett Larson's driving tonight. The way he's able to put that car in places you don't think it should probably go. But that just shows he has a very good understanding of the width of his car and the dimensions and just exactly how he can manipulate it to put it where it needs to be. Same thing with Mitchell Wilson. He's been very fast, especially over the past 3 weeks, also repping that Days of Thunder car. So we learned about the passing of Robert Duvall. Mitchell Wilson going to be starting on that inside row there at the front, but the restart will be controlled by Frank Marchese, who is your leader coming to that caution. Pace car is off. And a great jump by Marchese. Ty Robertson follows right behind, trying to get to that outside quickly to get a good run. Not able to get enough there on Mitchell Wilson. Wilson considers the block, but stays low. Able to hold off Ty Robertson. Meanwhile, Brandon Lopez working his way around Jonathan Pereira in that 25 car. Greg McConey now going to the outside of the 25. Robertson on the outside of Wilson. Look at Greg jumping to the bottom of the track down here. Not able to make it work. Everett Larson's going to try to get around Jonathan Pereira now. Ty Robertson's going to be in that same situation where he might get boxed in. McConey going low on Lopez. Not able to get it this time. Greg McConey falling way back there. That was your number 1 and number 2 to start the race. Greg McConey, Jamie Horn. Now currently sitting 6th and 7th. As they try to run down the leaders. And meanwhile, Frank Marchese still holding on to this lead. Ty Robertson right on his heels, gotten around Mitchell Wilson. Brandon Lopez having a really good run. I feel like I've given him enough credit tonight on how well this run has been for him. Sitting in 4th, able to move up at will. Greg McConey doing the same thing. I'm not too sure how this tire wear model is going to be here at Bristol. I know there was a lot of controversy with the tire that they were using for a while and the surface of the track, and they were spraying the track for a while. Not sure what iRacing has implemented to this track tonight. I know it has not been sprayed. From the little bit of testing I've done here with the new tire model, it seems like the tires don't wear as much, but they heat up. Almost heat up unevenly. I actually told the guys before the session tonight this is probably one of the worst setups I've seen iRacing put out. And mainly just in terms of the track bar and the gear ratio that is in these cars for this setup these guys are driving tonight. The gear ratio seems like it is right in between where you want to be at. See if we can hop on board with Jamie Horn here. He is trying to get around Brandon Lopez, but he's keeping it in 5th gear this whole time. You are able to downshift right here to get a little bit more rotation, but you would have to shift back up right about here. This is a pack of 4 right here as Jamie Horn goes around Brandon Lopez. Now Greg McConey to the inside of Everett Larson. Larson's still going to try that high side around Brandon Lopez. Lopez off the pace he was at earlier. Meanwhile, Ty Robertson has gotten around Frank Marchese and is pulling out to a 0.7 second lead. As they both get very loose off that corner. I also think personal preference, the track bar in the rear of these cars is just a little too stiff for this car, which is why you're seeing a lot of them break on exit. Everett Larson able to get around Brandon Lopez. He's going to move up into 6th place. A lot of racing still left here to go. Jamie Horn able to clear Mitchell Wilson. Horn all on the inside bumper of Frank Marchese, trying to get around back into that P2 position. Marchese doing a fantastic job of defending right now. And Frank's been fast. Frank's had a little bit of trouble earlier on, able to bounce back, led a few laps here out in front in 2nd place right now at least. Putting himself in a good position to win. He might let this pass go by and able to save some tire. Some of our key inactives tonight. I know we are missing Zachary Baker. I actually had a graphic for him tonight too. Seems like that's how it always goes when I make a graphic for somebody. They're unable to make it to the race. We'll get them next week. Also missing the 23 of Brandon Trush. Ooh, that was close. McConey hitting the apron just a little bit there. You can get very loose down there. All on the inside of Mitchell Wilson. Jamie Horn able to get around Frank Marchese. Greg McConey trying to clear Mitchell Wilson here. This track's really interesting too, how it just kind of waxes and wanes and how fast your speeds go. I mean, some points in the race you might feel like you're super fast and you'll go through periods where you're slow and the car might catch again and you get some faster times for a little bit. Zach Baker saying he's at work but still watching. I appreciate that. That is commitment. Frank Marchese on the bumper of Thomas McLaughlin. Give him a little shove out of the way. McLaughlin a lap down now. But that's going to push Frank back a little bit, mess him up on that run. Teammate Greg McConey there on the inside. Mitchell Wilson giving the bumper to Frank Marchese. That's going to slow him off the pace a little bit. As Everett Larson's now going to be on the inside of Mitchell Wilson. Larson now up in that P5 spot following Frank Marchese in 4th. Marchese a little bit loose. So Larson now moving up to 4th place, trying to chase down Greg McConey. Jamie Horn about 1.3 back from your leader, Ty Robertson. Jamie Horn is running just a little over a 10th faster than your race leader. Setting the fastest lap times on the track right now. Brian Gibbons sitting in that 7th place spot in front of Brandon Lopez. Gibbons about 8.5 off of your leader, maybe a second away from Mitchell Wilson in front of him. And now Everett Larson up to the bumper of Greg McConey. Jamie Horn got that lead down to about a second. Greg McConey and Everett Larson coming up from Dagan Barnes. Barnes going to be 2 laps down at this point. They can try and stay out of the way and up into the wall. Now Frank's going to be able to get around. That's going to be Jonathan Pereira spinning it. Stuck on the track. Thomas McLaughlin getting into the side. Believe that's Gary Breland trying to avoid that accident. I'm not sure if that's what Ty Robertson wants to see right now. Let's back up here with Jonathan Pereira as he comes out of turn 4 down to the front stretch. Just gets it loose and spins it around hard into the wall. Both guys trying to check up, occupy the same space. Ty Robertson down pit road, Jamie Horn down pit road. It's Everett Larson, Brian Gibbons, Mitchell Wilson, Frank Marchese, Gary Breland, Thomas McLaughlin, Jonathan Pereira, Ira Kohlhaas, and Brandon Lopez all down pit road. Greg McConey deciding to keep it out here. Mitchell Wilson going to be starting in that P3 spot. Wilson's been having a few good runs here over the past few weeks. Currently sitting 5th in the point standings right now, only 5 points behind the next in front of him. He's got 2 poles for the season. So doing a pretty good job of being out front there. And he's been knocking on the door for a while. I think he's going to try to pick up a win here. We'll get a win here soon. Pace car is pulling down on the pit road. We are about to go back green flag racing. Greg McConey there on the high side. Jamie Horn all the way to the top. That's going to hold up Frank Marchese. Marchese looked very fast off of that restart. Remember, Greg McConey did not pit under that last caution. Everybody behind him. Mitchell Wilson around hard into the wall. That is unfortunate. like he was racing side by side, door to door with Frank Marchese. And literally door to door there. You see him coming out of this corner here. It gets very, very tight. Wilson up into Marchese. And spins it down, hits the wall. Gary Breland involved again. Just nothing he could do. I laugh because it's been the wrong place, the wrong time for Gary Breland all night tonight. And it's funny because that's how exactly my week has been with the Daytona races. Can't help but think that was some broadcaster's curse there for Mitchell Wilson, showing the stat sheet like that and then that happening. I know we had a really bad go of that last season. It seemed like everybody we talked about ended up getting into some kind of accident or trouble. Wilson's still down on pit road trying to fix that damage up. Thomas McLaughlin as well. Dagan Barnes bringing it out now. Jonathan Pereira right behind him. Gary Breland still trying to get some of that damage fixed. Currently, your race leaders going to be Greg McConey, Ty Robertson there on the inside. McConey electing to take the outside. Jamie Horn in third, and Frank Marchese is going to be starting in P4. Everett Larson fifth, and Lopez in sixth. So in this league, you are able to choose your lane on the front row only. There is no choose cone for iRacing right now, but there has been whispers, rumors, kind of confirmed updates that they are trying to actively implement a choose cone. So pace car pulls off. And that is teamwork right there. As you see Greg McConey, Frank Marchese time that up together perfectly. Those Trash Panda guys getting out in front of Ty Robertson. Both of those guys have had a very good run tonight. Robertson driving Marchese hard there on the inside, trying to get around Marchese. Got enough speed to get back around him. Behind them, you got Brandon Lopez, Jamie Horn, Everett Larson, and Bryant Gibbons, and that is going to be it on the lead lap right now. So this Trash Panda team kind of having a night so far. Picking up a pole now out here, leading a lot of laps between Greg McConey, Frank Marchese. Brian Gibbons in 7th place, still on the lead lap. Oh, that was Lopez hard into the wall, and I believe I see some damage there on that right front. Not sure if that's going to affect his steering at all. Everett Larson gets down to the inside of Jamie Horn. He's going to take that spot for P5. Ty Robertson getting around Greg McConey. Frank Marchese still out here at a lead, about 2/10. If you like your safety rating, avoid Daytona, man. That is what I preach all the time. I hate to say it. I like watching Daytona on TV. I cannot stand to race there. If I never had to race there again, I would be okay with it. Just not my favorite track. just seems like a lottery pick, and it seems like I'm always not being picked. Maybe being picked for the first on the record or first back to the garage, but came into the wrong place for a long time. Been a rough night for me to 99. Yeah, 99 has had a rough night. If anybody was looking for trouble, the 99 knew where to find it tonight for sure. Brandon Lopez getting around Greg McConey, trying to secure this pass. Might be able to slide up here. You see the Wendy's sponsor on the deck lid of his bumper there. I think Wendy's talked about today closing over 100 restaurants. Maybe more in the future, so get your Wendy's while you can. Got Everett Larson, Jamie Horn sitting in P5, P6, Brian Gibbons in P7. Right now, if a caution did come out, Thomas McLaughlin would be in the lucky dog position. Now Ty Robertson looking to the outside, trying to take the lead here. Going to be 57 to go here at the stripe. And with 15-second laps, that is not a lot of time to play with. Frank's in a bad spot down there at the bottom, having to enter that corner low, going to make his entry a lot tighter. As you see him use more of that middle part of the track there to try to get some more turn. Use a little more real estate. Caution is out. Dagan Barnes down there on the bottom side of the track on the apron. You see him put it reverse real quick to try to back it off the track. That is a good move by Dagan Barnes there. And I believe the scoring tower had Ty Robertson in front of Frank Marchese when that caution came out. Yeah, according to my scoring tower over here, about 0.5 of a second between Ty Robertson and Frank Marchese switching positions and the caution coming out. That is crazy. Frank Marchese brought it down pit road that time. Greg McConey, Ira Kohlhaas bringing it down. Jonathan Pereira coming out right now. Thomas McLaughlin still on pit road trying to fix some damage. And Mitchell Wilson, who had such a good run here tonight, still got it on pit road. Again, thank you to everybody for coming out tonight and watching this race here at Bristol. Kind of worried about doing this by myself because not sure how I could handle everything going on at one time, but these boys have provided a lot of action and a lot of stuff to talk about, so it's made it pretty easy. You can join us next week on Monday starting at 8:15, where we head to Gateway for the 7th week of the season. These guys try to keep climbing in points and chasing down the leader Ty Robertson in the point standings. Leader in the points and leading this race right now. He's jumping back out front. Everett Larson with a good jump to the inside, trying to get around Brandon Lopez. That is 3 teammates there with Last Row Motorsports in P1, 2, and 3. Between Robertson, Lopez, and Larson. And right behind him, Trash Panda Auto Sports in P4 and P5. Frank Marchese, Greg McConey. Jamie Horn is going to be sitting in that 6th place spot, and Brian Gibbons, another part of the Trash Panda Auto Sports team, in 7th place. Looks like Marchese's all over the bumper. Larson going to look here to the outside now. Marchese just brought it down pit road. Oh, that was really close. Greg McConey able to save that one. Both Trash Panda guys getting loose at the same time. McConey a little bit worse than Marchese, but what a save by Greg McConey there. As Marchese's now working around Everett Larson, gets into the wall, stays off of Larson. Kind of shocked that Brandon Lopez elected to take the low side there. He might have some damage, but let Marchese go, it looked like. So that's going to move Larson. Keep Larson in your 3rd place spot. Frank Marchese now moving up to 2nd place. About 1.2 behind your leader in Ty Robertson. As Jamie Horn is now looking to the outside of Robertson. Can't find, or not Robertson, Larson. Can't find it there. Might try to go to the inside. Might see a crossover come up pretty soon. See if he looks high and then tries to exit low, and caution is out again. Thomas McLaughlin around into the wall. He's going to get up into Dagan Barnes, get the right rear quarter panel of Jonathan Pereira. Craig McConey bringing it down pit road. I wonder if he had any tires left. Oh no, it was a fake out. It was such a good fake that iRacing registered it as him going down pit road. We are coming down to the last little bit of this thing here. I believe it's going to be 28 to go when we go back green. Ty Robertson taking that outside lane. Frank Marchese there on the inside. His teammate behind Everett Larson in that third row, Greg McConey. Oh, and a really slow jump from Marchese there on the bottom. Looks like he spun the tires a little bit. Everett Larson now on the outside of Greg McConey trying to work his way around. Larson's been liking that middle line all night long. McConey loose. He's going to drop back a few spots. Teammate Brian Gibbons around him. Brandon Lopez looking to get around. Might cross through the blow side here. Larson looking for a way to go. Ty Robertson pulling out to about a half a second lead, but Jamie Horn catching up quickly. Looks like Jamie's getting a really good exit. So far, everything just about the same. Ty Robertson, your race leader. Jamie Horn in second place right now. Frank Marchese holding off a hard-charging Everett Larson. Marchese has been very fast all night. See if he's going to turn the burners on here with 18 to go. Brian Gibbons in fifth place. In front of him, behind him is Greg McConey. Greg winning that pole position tonight. And your last car on the lead lap is Brandon Lopez, about 4 seconds down. I believe he might have some damage to that right front. I was talking to Ty Robertson earlier this week, and he was telling me just how much he does not like this track. I think he's got it figured out. Larson doing everything he can to get around Frank Marchese. Marchese putting on a masterclass of defense right now. I'm not sure what happened to Jamie Horn. I was trying to figure out what happened to Jamie Horn there. I know he said earlier he might have to pull off the track. But that's going to move Frank Marchese up into P2, but Everett Larson trying to put it into that right now as he's trying to squeeze up into the second place position. Cannot get it that time. 9 to go, looking to the inside, looking to the outside, just nowhere to go for Everett Larson. Ty Robertson got that lead almost out to 3 seconds now. Greg McConey sitting in 4th place right now. Brian Gibbons, his teammate, in 5th place, and Brandon Lopez in 6th will be the last car on the lead lap. Gibbons currently trying to get around Thomas McLaughlin here. Right now, 3 laps to go. Ty Robertson out to a 3.5 second lead. The biggest battle right now is between Everett Larson and Frank Marchese. Everett Larson giving the bumper to Marchese, trying to find a way to get around. Not able to do it there, but very close. Going to look here to the outside, but unable to get the run. Ty Robertson's going to bring it around to win here at Bristol. Frank Marchese P2, Everett Larson in P3. Greg McConey going to take it home in 4th place. Brian Gibbons in 5th, and Brandon Lopez in 6th. Thomas McLaughlin going to finish 7th. Jonathan Pereira 8th. Dagan Barnes in 9th, and Jamie Horn in 10th place. And the whole team pulling up there to celebrate. Giving the flag man there a show. Bristol is one of the few tracks that you can actually get up into the winner's circle. Didn't know if he was going to try to attempt to get there, but I think Ty Robertson might have blew it up right there. Everett Larson goes up to the winner's circle and parks it right there. It looks like people are sitting on the hood of his car. But your winner tonight going to be Ty Robertson, taking on first place Frank Marchese in second, and Everett Larson in third. We're going to pull these guys up to the booth for some interviews, and we will be right back.
Yeah.
And we are back. Coming up first for the interview, I do have your third place finisher in Everett Larson as I pull him up to the booth. Everett, you got a copy of us in the booth?
Yep.
Hey, man, congratulations on P3. You had a great night. It looked like you were going from the back to the front about 10 to 15 times. But in the end, Frank Marchese was holding you off there. Good little battle between you guys. I saw you keeping it clean there. I had some chances to get around and talk to us about that last little run and trying to get around Frank.
Yeah, but right there at the last run, I was trying so hard to get by him. I just can never figure out how to move people without getting them like overly loose or just killing my front end. Which at the end I got really, really desperate and I almost fully took him out. I think there a couple times, but I'm pretty happy with third there. What did I get third? Yeah, I got third because Jamie wrecked. Okay, but yeah, that was just a crazy battle. I'm not gonna lie, the green flag run before that, we were all good on fuel. I definitely was faster than Greg there. I was super honestly upset that the caution ended up coming out there because I had great tires, it felt like, and I had just a great run and I was in a good spot. But other than that, it was just a really good race for the number one over here. And just congrats to Ty and thanks for my team helping me out this whole time.
Yes, sir. Well, next week we are heading to Gateway. So you've had Daytona and the officials all week, and then go to Bristol now, and then Gateway next week. Talk to us about how that dynamic changes throughout week to week, and how you're going to approach Gateway.
To be honest, I've done, I think, one race at Gateway in the Xfinity series, so I have a bit of experience, and I won an IndyCar race there, which it wasn't official, so it doesn't really count. But it's honestly, I like Gateway, and also throughout like the different leagues I'm in, I do constant road course racing, short track racing, just all over the place all the time, dirt racing and stuff. So it's just, for me, change is kind of normal. I will say, as I said last week, I'm sure, I don't like Bristol. I don't think I will like Bristol ever, but I feel like I'm pretty decently fast here. And other than that, it was just fun today. And I'm looking forward to Gateway, I think.
Absolutely, man. Well, you do have a lot of fans here in the comments. So before I let you go, any shout outs or sponsors you want to give?
I want to give a shout out to my friends watching and my parents. And I want to thank my sponsors, which are Food City, Quality Heat and Air, King Sport Fitness, my good buddy Corey LaJoy, Zamp Racing, my grandma and grandpa Larson, uh, my uncle Corey, Aunt Deanne, and you guys for putting on the live stream.
Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate it. Appreciate having you. But good finish tonight, and good luck next week at Gateway.
Thanks. See you then, hopefully.
All right, see you. It's going to be Everett Larson finishing in MP3 tonight. Coming up next, I have your second place finisher in Frank Marchese as I pull him up to the booth here. Frank, you got a copy of this in the booth?
I do, yes. How are you, bud?
I am good, man. How are you after that last run there?
Better, because usually I'm in Jamie's spot. I'm usually the one that's dumping it off the corner. So, yeah, I mean, good car tonight and had a lot of fun with it. What do you know, at 24 sitting on the podium at Bristol, who'd have thought?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen that before, but no, that last little run there, I want to talk to you about that. You and Everett Larson, you had a defensive masterclass. I think you'd make the Seattle Seahawks defense jealous of what you were doing out there. Talk to us about that run, how you were able to hold him off.
I ain't gonna lie, I was cursing him for running me into every corner like he was, but it's about just putting your car in the most annoying place possible. I was making it clear my line was going to be on the bottom, and the times where he got the run, the track is completely shifted. Pardon me, from where it used to be, where you had to be ripping the outside, and it's not like that anymore. So just trying to make the car stick to the bottom as much as you could, and then if he did get to the bottom, trying to pinch as much as you could down on the bottom was really the plan there. It was frustrating in the moment, getting run into as many times as I did, but it's one of those races that you look back on as having been one of the more fun races you have.
Absolutely, a lot of action, a lot of stuff for somebody like me to talk about here all night for it. But you did have a little bit of trouble there at the beginning, involved in an accident, but able to bounce back. Tell us about the damage that you had over that. Were you able to get it all fixed, and how do you keep going forward after something like that happens early in a race?
Yeah, just gassed it up a little bit too much coming off of four. Tried to get it straight. Thought I did, and then lost it again. On the pit stop going down the backstretch, I wasn't going to take tires initially there, but oh no, that was after. So I had accidentally taken my first set of tires on the caution before that, when I went down the backstretch pit, because we thought we had to do the one pit thing. So I'm mad at myself for that mistake, and then I make another one, and I just curse at myself quite a bit, and then it's about just settling into the situation at hand. Like, all right, we screwed it. Now we just got to figure out how to unscrew it. So that's really all that was. Got all of it fixed. It was only about 20 seconds worth of damage that we had, so we were very fortunate there, and yeah, got back out to it.
Absolutely, man. Well, congrats again on a really good finish here. Good run, too. I mean, just able to keep it together all night long and go from the back to the front, even multiple times after coming out of the pits and cycling out. But looking forward to seeing you at Gateway next week. Before I let you go, any sponsors or shout outs you want to give?
Thank you to, well, you guys, first of all, for putting on the broadcast, putting on the league as well. A lot of fun, frustrating at times as everything is, but it has been a lot of fun ever since last season, and now this season getting in. Can't wait for next to start as well. Thank you to Greg, who does all of our cars. Thank you to Rocky, who gave us some inspiration this week by stealing a pizza truck and running into a donut shop. So that was cool. Free pizza and donuts for the shop was pretty sweet. But yeah, excited for Gateway. It's another little technical, tricky little track, and we'll be ready to go. And hopefully we don't find a way to screw that up.
I'm sure you'll do great. I'm rooting for you next week too. I've made you my pick multiple times. I didn't have a pick tonight to win it, so it might be why I might be cursing you when I pick you every single time.
Yeah,
So
so please don't do that.
yeah, I'll stop. I'm gonna stop picking you from now on out. But yeah, good finish tonight, man. Looking forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you, bud. Appreciate it.
All right, have a good one. It's gonna be Frank Marchese finishing in second place tonight. After a really good run, had a very fast car, and I mean, just a defensive masterclass out there, doing exactly what he's supposed to do. You got to be a little annoying to hold off some drivers behind you. But coming up next, I do have your first place finisher in Ty Robertson. As I pull him up to the booth here, Ty, you got a copy list in the booth?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Hey, man, congratulations. I talked to you earlier this week. You said you hated this track or you weren't good at this track, didn't like how the car felt. Tell us about this run. It seemed like you got better as the run went on.
Yeah, I'm not really 100% sure what I was doing, but I guess just rolling the center and not using too much brake was saving the tires really good. And I mean, I had decent short run speed, but the speed definitely came more on the long run. And all of us, honestly, at Last Time Motorsports had really good cars tonight. But I'm pretty sure we all three got a top 5.
Yeah, very competitive racing up at the front all night long. It seemed like a lot of back and forth, waxing and waning. Did you find the car getting faster and slower, then faster again as the night went on?
For me, as the track warmed up, it had a tiny bit more grip, but the rubber being put down on the bottom, the middle lane kind of started coming in at one point, and it allowed you to dive in on the outside and make some moves around the outside. I believe I did it a couple times, but that was how I tried to get my way back to the front. And the strategy, we took a set early in the stage to try and win the stage. I thought that was going to come back to bite us at the end, but thankfully the track condition held on. I believe Frank and Greg got held up back there, and it put us in a good spot to win.
Yeah, won the stage tonight and the race, and also coming into the race in first place position, the points. Moving into Gateway, looks like you're going to secure that lead even more. What are you looking to do at Gateway, and how do you plan on prepare for Gateway?
Honestly, probably about the same I did here. I don't think it's going to be a crazy good track for me. The main thing is just take care of the tires and try and let it roll the corner and not slide them too much. That's usually how I try and manage them, and the lifting early helps a little bit with that too.
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations again on P1. And before I let you go, any sponsor shout-outs you want to give?
Yes, sir. I want to give a shout-out to you, obviously, for making this amazing paint scheme. Shout-out to my family, my friends, and also want to say tomorrow night is the second round of the qualifiers for the Coke Series. I'll be live tomorrow night. I think my YouTube is linked somewhere in there.
Yes, sir. We'll make sure we get that out somewhere. I wish I could put it down there in your bio there, but we'll have to work on that, especially for next week, to get that link somewhere up here for you. But congrats again on P1 tonight, and I'm looking forward to talking to you next week.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right. Have a good one. It's going to be Ty Robertson taking home first place tonight here at Bristol Motor Speedway. It was an action-packed race all night long. I mean, what more could you ask for here at Bristol, especially me doing this by myself tonight? It helped out a whole lot. But with that said, that is going to be just about it for us here tonight, or at least it for me here tonight since I'm by myself. But next week, my co-host, Hunter Foley, will be back in the booth, and definitely bringing the personality back to it. And the give and take is a lot easier to do when it's give and take and not just give. So just up here talking to myself all night. But other than that, hope you join us next week, Monday night, 8:15. Going to be at Gateway right here on YouTube, Knapp Daddy Racing. Make sure you check it out. Again, thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us tonight. And I hope to see you again next week. So for the last time tonight, I have been John, and we will see you guys next time.
Welcome to the Knapp Daddy Racing League, where the competition is high and the theatrics are higher.
They bring it down the stretch one last time.
It's sputtering. He's shaking it.
It's sputtering. Brandon Lopez.
Wow.
wins it at Charlotte in one of the greatest fuel strategies you will see.
It's close battles, tight racing, and non-stop action. Y'all ready?
Come to the home stretch for the final time. I think Ty Roberts is running out of gas. Ronald Breland's running out of gas. Ronald Breland going to be your winner of the very first race.
Get loud. Get ready.
It is going to be Hunter Simpson taking the race here at Austin. Right there on that checkered line. It's just going to burn it down, but they will earn and deserve victory.
Let's go. It's the Knapp Daddy Racing League, only on the Knapp Daddy Racing channel.